Hey, you guys, it's Des from Mouth to Ears, and I'm here with Katrina Medina and her son, Quentin, and they have some words for you in regards to Will Smith and Puffy. Let's start with Puffy. Katrina, what's your main problem with him?
I, over the years, was around Puffy during the time that my brother was managing him.
And who's your brother?
Benny Medina. But short length of time, Puffy had my son with him, and I wasn't around. The next morning, someone tells me that my son was on TV. And I'm like, what? Nobody called me to ask me if it was okay to put him on TV.
So you never signed any consent forms?
Never signed no consent. Furthermore, I've gone to Puffy's people that work for him and have asked him if there was any work or anything that he could do to help my son with his career in terms of music and acting. My son has been recording since he was 9, and he's been acting since he was 9. He's 22 now. Every time we would try to get in touch with Puff Daddy, he would sneak out the back door, tell his people that he was gone, to tell us that he was gone. I mean, he was like right in the palms of our hands and disappeared.
Yeah. I remember in middle school, I even wrote letters to his office.
We wrote letters to his office.
So technically he owes you money for your son being on BET and has refused to pay.
I strongly feel like I should have been accommodated. That was for the success of what he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. With all the money that he has, I strongly feel like, yeah, he owes us. He used my son. Every time he came to town, my son would stop what he's doing. There was times that I had to go snatch my son out of Universal Studios to take him over to Puffy's room to be with him and his kids because his kids didn't have anybody else to play with.
And that is Quincy.
No, yeah, Quincy's his nephew. He claims that to be his son. That's his nephew.
And what about Justin?
Justin, yeah.
So you would go and play with Justin. Now, Justin's going to UCLA to play football, so maybe you guys can rekindle that friendship. Now, let's get to Will Smith. What's the basis of him not helping Quentin? Didn't Quentin used to work for his show?
Well, I would say it was work because he entertained his audience, and we did it as a gesture just because my brother was Will Smith's manager, and we would go to the tapings, and I was there. It was okay for my son to be on the stage, entertaining the audience. He was having fun doing. That was how he got in touch with what he wanted to do for his own future.
Now, your brother, Benny Medina, as we all know, is the person who came up with Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. He gave Will Smith a break. Now, he refuses to even give your son a job. He offered him a free internship?
A free internship, and here it is. I was telling this man how we need substance. We need work. We're not asking you for any money.
No money.
But give us some work.
Opportunity to go out and make something happen. Like if you're on the set shooting a movie, get me in. Even if I got an audition, 1, 2 lines, get me in. You know what I can bring to the table. I've been doing it since I was 9 years old.
So later on,
prove?
His office calls and says, we got an internship over here for Quentin Medina. Jana calls and says, we can come and work for free.
Now, Jana is James Lasseter's assistant. James Lasseter, who handles all Will Smith's affairs, offers you guys a free internship.
Yes.
Now,
meanwhile, we got bills over here. We ain't got no food in the house. Barely, surviving off of what we have. And I'm trying to get some work because I got a health condition and it's getting worse.
Now, when you had your chemotherapy, did Will Smith, Puffy, any of these people who your brother helped or your son has helped them call you?
No one called me. The only one that was there for me when I went through chemotherapy was my son and my neighbors. And I have to really thank God for my neighbors because I couldn't get out the bed. Literally.
What do you have to say to Will Smith and Puffy right now?
Well, for one, Puffy, if you out there, you watching this tape, man.
You need to step to the plate.
Yeah, you got to step to the plate, dude. Like, I've been knowing you since forever, before you even had, your kids. I was around, and I remember I was at the Beverly Hilton Hotel, and you would walk in while I'm taking it, like I'm in the bathtub with my uncle. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was that type of family orientated. You know what I'm saying? We were that close. When he was performing for Come With Me, the Godzilla movie, and he was tired and he was exhausted. He didn't want to, perform that performance. He looked at me and said, "This is dedicated to you," and he nailed it. So those little meaningful things like that, that shows that he shouldn't forget about things like that. Like, when he got his start on Hollywood Boulevard, if you remember, Buff, yeah, I was the one that hit you on the shoulder. That's me, Quentin Medina. Yeah, when he
got a star, we went up there to try to see him, and we couldn't even see him.
Nope.
And every time we tried to get in touch with him, we got to run around. I wrote letters to New York, to his office out there, Bad Boys Production Company, several times. I made calls several times. He never called us back. He never did anything. But when my brother was managing him, he promised me that he was going to help me with my son, and he never did.
And this is how weird it is.
And that's the same thing.
He can't contact us because he would literally call my mom's cell phone. Like, "Oh, Katrina, can you bring Quentin over?
Yeah.
To drop him off at my house to go play with Puff. Mace would be there.
6 o'clock in the morning.
Big house. We would drive all the way, hours and hours just to go see him. And it hurts. It really hurts.
So basically, you guys need help. You're talented, and all you feel like they should give you is just a chance, like your brother gave them.
Exactly.
Now, what do you say to the people that say that Puff is a user and a leech?
I agree.
Yeah, he is.
I agree. I agree because how is it that you going to have my son on camera with you and not even tell me? And not later on, after all the years of my son spending with you, while you was getting what you needed from my brother, you was all up in his ass like that. But now, we nobody to you. Was the minute my brother stopped managing him,
he cut you off.
He cut us off.
Immediately.
But why would you make my son think that you loved him?
If you didn't.
If you did.
What do you guys say to the rumors that Will Smith may have a questionable sexuality?
I agree.
You don't know, but you agree.
I'm not sure, but I will tell you this. I have a gut feeling and my gut don't lie.
Mm-hmm.
That he is gay.
Mm-hmm.
That Jada Pinkett is bisexual.
Mm-hmm.
That all that situation was just for the people. That his heart was never into being with a female. He's strictly gay.
Why do you think his first marriage went kaput?
Probably because he was young, stupid, and dumb and didn't know how to deal with being in a relationship with a female and sleeping with guys.
Now, what do you guys want from this? If you have anything to say to anybody, this is Katrina and Quentin's time.
This is Quentin Medina. Help me.
Will, I don't care nothing about that gay stuff. If you're gay, you're gay. I've been gay. I'm celibate now. I don't care about any of this. Help my son. Give him some work. I ain't asking you for no money. You wouldn't even be where you are right now if it wasn't for my brother. How can you deny him?
Yeah, that's tough.